Keys to the game are coming up right after we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Keys to the game are driven by the Ford F-150. Check it out at the, let's try that again. Check out the Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs, at your local Ford dealer today. For some reason, I thought that copy had changed. It had not. Here's Chuck with our keys. Get to it.
When you said, let's try that again, I thought you meant let's start over at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, we're going to rewind it all the way back.
Well, the first key is it is imperative that we not play from behind tonight. Trying to play from behind against Kentucky, listen, that'll be like at the end of the night, you'll feel like you were climbing Mount Everest and never got there. It is a difficult chore, so do not get behind these guys and be fighting to catch up or get ahead the rest of the evening. So that's imperative. And then we've got to go to the glass strong. Look, we're a different team when we rebound. It is not coincidence at all the fact that we got out-rebounded. We got out-rebounded by Ole Miss, and we lost the game. Games that we lose, or games that are even tight, are games that we get contested on the glass. Now, for the season, we are plus 10. Let's stay there. And then finally, look, you know what I say about this conference? It is tough to win in the SEC, but it is imperative that you protect your home court. Particularly for us, we got to win at home, which we're unbeaten at so far this year, and then we got to find a way to win a couple on the road. But start out, let's protect our home floor tonight. This crowd is here to help.
Ready to go. Students are standing. Georgia in white, Kentucky in blue. Asa Newell and Amari Williams, 6'11" and 7 feet in the center circle. The toss and the tap controlled by the Wildcats were underway here at Stegman Coliseum. SEC basketball game number 2 of the year for the Georgia Bulldogs and the Wildcats. Butler with a drive to our left into the paint all the way to the backboard, and a slow layup rolls in there good for the first points of the game.
And we had defense on him. He just did a great job using his body to shield the defender and then get the shot off.
Georgia with its first offensive touch of the game. Lawrence lobs it to Godfrey. He's out above the three-point line. He underhands it to Kane. Blue attack, left-hand dribble. Running a little hook shot with the left hand off the front of the rim. Won't go. Andrew Carr, the 6'11" Wake Forest transfer, rebounds. Oweh, a pull-up jumper on the left baseline for Kentucky. Misses from 12 feet. Georgia rebounds his miss. Kane with the basketball. Changes directions. Kicks into the corner. Lawrence's three is blocked by Kentucky's Oweh, and they take it away. Cats block the three-point shot, take the ball out of the air, and work on the offensive end. Butler feeds it into the corner, goes inside now to Big Williams. 7-footer matched up with R.J. Godfrey. Jump hook in the paint with the left hand is short.
He missed everything.
He airballed it from about 4 or 5 feet, and Georgia has the basketball. Now they tackle Demery at middle of the floor. No whistle. The ball was just left bouncing in the front court. Kentucky picked it up. They've got the possession again. They lead 2-0. Penetrate, kick out. Here's a three ball. Cats, too much on it. Jackson Robinson skimmed the far side of the rim with that three. And a pushing foul on the rebound attempt for Kentucky. That's the first of the game.
And one thing, Scott, that is clear from just this first couple of minutes is this is going to be a high up-tempo basketball game. Georgia did not come out looking to play that way, but they're going to be forced into it here pretty quickly.
Foul is on Otega Oweh, his first. The Oklahoma transfer for Kentucky. Dogs have the ball, down 2-0. Lawrence left-hand dribble. Left edge of the lane line. Throws it inside, and it's taken away by Kentucky. Cats are going to get a dunk on the other end. Kind of a half-hearted dunk by Lamont Butler. Looked like he wanted to lay it in, and then he just went in and flushed it home, but not a lot of power on it. It's 4-0.
In back-to-back possessions, we've been careless with the basketball.
Butler's got both baskets for Kentucky so far. Lawrence dribbles on the wing for Georgia in front court right. Along the baseline, tried to go up and under with it. Cats block his shot. Oweh again blocks the shot. Ball is loose, picked up by Godfrey. Kick out to Kane for a three, and that's good. First basket of the game for Georgia is a Scana Energy three-pointer by Blue Kane.
Well, he needed that. We needed that.
Yeah, Blue just 2 for 14 and 0 for 7 on threes in his last 3 games prior to that shot. Let's hope that's a sign, a good sign. It's 4-3, Cats by 1. They've got the ball. Butler left-hand dribble to the elbow, jumps in the air, passes it underneath the basket. They kick it out to Oweh for a 3 on the left side. That's no good. Offensive rebound by the big 7-footer Amari Williams, and his putback is good, up and in. 6-3. Cats in front. Dogs with the ball, trying to tie it as Lawrence misses the 3 from the left slot. And a whistle and a foul on the rebound. Let's see if that goes against Godfrey. Nope. Who's he calling it on?
22.
Oh, yeah, he said 22, but it's on Randall. It's on RJ. Steven Anderson, the official, had the wrong numbers. He said 22. That's Kentucky's guy. But it was on Georgia's Godfrey.
He definitely said 22.
Then he laughed and changed the numbers on his hands. Cats with a 6-3 lead, and they inbound against a little bit of pressure. We get Somto Surreal in the ball game. He comes in for Godfrey. That's the only substitution for Mike White thus far. Cats with the ball. So Big Williams at 7 feet, 262. They get it out to Robinson for a 3. A deep 3 on the right side is around the rim and off, and Georgia has the rebound.
Yeah, Somto came right in and grabbed that rebound. Need that big man underneath.
Got a little bit better matchup size with Somto at 6'11 and 260. Georgia going to try to penetrate inside, draw contact, and a foul on Kentucky on the drive inside by Silas Demery. 2 shots coming for the Georgia sophomore guard, 6'5", from Raleigh, North Carolina. Silas playing in his 52nd consecutive game. He's been in them all, started all but one, and this is his 2nd year as a Georgia Bulldog. Free throw number 1 by Demery is good, all net. Silas with his first point of the ball game, and it's 6-4 Kentucky. Butler and Williams check out of the ball game for the Wildcats. Travis Perry, a 6'1 freshman guard, is into the ball game. And Brandon Garrison at 6'10 checked in. He's a transfer from Oklahoma State. Silas, second free throw, up and good. Made them both. Dogs pull to within 1 here in the first 3 minutes and change. It's 6-5. Cats by a point. Long half-court pass to Carr. Diagonal under the basket to Robinson. Back to Carr, the trailer, and he dunks it home. Carr with his first 2 had a career-best 31 against the Dogs for Wake Forest last year in the NIT. As Demery drives from the right side. Again, contact by the guys in blue. They foul Silas, and he's going to have more shots here at the line.
And Silas is going to be a handful for the Wildcat defense if they keep allowing him to get by that first pressure up at the top of the key and get down that lane, because they've got no choice but to foul him. That's Silas at his best.
Right-handed shooter, free throw, up and in, all net. That's 3 for 3 to start the game.
By the way, this is one of the things that we did do well at Ole Miss, is shoot free throws.
So you did find something good on the stat sheet.
I did find something that we did offensively.
That was the first thing. It may be the only thing. All the defensive stuff doesn't really show up a lot on the stat sheet. Free throw number 2 in this possession is good. Demery's 4 for 4 to start the game. And again, it's a 1-point lead for Kentucky, 8-7. Cats ball. Dakota LaFuse in the contest now for Georgia. He's guarding the basketball. Being dribbled by Jackson Robinson. Backdoor pass underneath to Robinson. Tried to kick it in the corner to Perry. We deflected it. He caught it. Tried to stay in bounds. Threw it up the wing. And let's check the call.
Called a foul on Silas.
Pushing foul on Silas Demery was the call on the far side of the floor. And that gets us into a timeout. Our officials, by the way, tonight, Don Daly, Steven Anderson, and Olandis Poole, who made that call. We got a time here at Stegman. Kentucky 8, Georgia 7. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers on the versatile BMW X3 sports activity vehicle. For more details, see your local BMW Center or visit BMWATL.com today. Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics, and go Dogs.
Well, the good news off the glass is that we're out in front of them 5-3 here in the early going rebounding, and we're going to need to keep that up. Secondly, we got to keep, if we could keep getting Silas down the lane and to the glass, they got to foul him. He goes to the line. If he's hot at the line, that's good news for us.
Coming off the 63-51 loss at Ole Miss on Saturday, Georgia had its fewest point total of the season, lowest field goal percentage, fewest three-pointers, lowest three-point percentage, fewest assists, most blocks allowed this season. Just some of the things that they were having to deal with in that game and that they tried to correct in the 2 days prior to tonight's contest, but we're only shooting 1 for 5 to start the ball game. Kentucky with the basketball, 6'1" freshman Perry to throw it in on the right baseline for the Cats. They work in front court. LeFew tried to knock the ball out of Carr's hands. Carr at 6'11" and holding the ball high. Don Daly, did he call a foul?
He called a foul on
Dakota? Yep. And the ball went out of bounds, and they say LeFew committed the foul, so Kentucky will inbound it on side court with Owe. He feeds it into Perry, former high school player of the year in the state of Kentucky. They don't have a lot of Kentucky guys on this roster, and all 5 starters are transfers. Carr has it tapped away in the corner. Montgomery chases after it for Georgia. DeShane on the floor for the first time. Jumper from the right side with the clock winding down for Kentucky is an air ball. Dogs have possession. Montgomery on the dribble on the far side of the floor. Short lob to Sompto. Cyril hands it right back to Montgomery. He drives, reverse lay-in, is off the rim and down, no good, and the rebound tapped out by Kentucky. Georgia will keep the basketball.
Boy, DeShane beat him on the baseline and reversed it underneath. He just didn't get it to go. It hit off the glass and then off the side of the rim, and they knock it out. So we got another crack at it with 20 seconds.
Yeah, Montgomery just 2 for 11 in that Ole Miss game, shooting the ball and missed all of his 3 points. We got to get him going. Dogs will inbound it with Silas Demery, right baseline. 20 on the shot clock. Throws it in deep in the front court to DeShane. Montgomery, left-hand dribble behind the back, spins down the lane, stretches and reaches. That'll get him going as he banked it home, falling down.
I'll tell you what, that's the kind of shot that'll get a crowd going. How did he do that?
Very tricky with the ball, and he gives Georgia's first lead at 9-8.
That was a circus shot.
Offensive foul on Kentucky, and Montgomery, as you may have heard the public address announcer say, drew the charge in the corner right in front of the Georgia bench. And the foul is on, I believe they called it on Owe. Yeah, that's his second.
Double O. Yeah, Owe.
Otega Owe, transfer from Oklahoma, 6'4" guard, checks out of the ball game with his second foul. Dogs have a 1-point lead and the ball, 14:40 on the clock here in the first half. Montgomery on the logo, screened by Sompto. Look at him tugging his jersey and no call. Montgomery changes directions, misses the left-handed floater. Kentucky with a tap out on the rebound and a run out. They miss a layup with us challenging. Keep it alive, get an offensive rebound, miss a baseline 2 from the left corner, and then knock the rebound out of bounds under the basket as Lamont Butler touched it last for the Wildcats. It'll be Georgia basketball.
Well, Kentucky wants to get up the floor fast, and they did, but they were out of sync.
Dogs walking across the timeline with Silas. Demery goes to Montgomery, who feeds Asa. Newell puts it on the floor from the wing into the paint. Reverse pivot. Jump hook won't go. Rebound. Sompto and a nasty dunk. Direct deposit and a rim bender. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, the Dunkyard Dogs.
Sompto gives the Dogs a 3-point lead, 11-8. And now a Sompto foul on the other end to quiet the crowd as big Brandon Garrison at 6'10" and 250 came bumping in with Sompto into the front court, and they say Surreal got a little more body on him than he needed to.
Mike White and I agree. He was pushed. That guy, he pushed Sompto. He extended the arm. The official blew the whistle and called the foul on Sompto. That's not the way that's supposed to be done.
Cats inbound. They trail by 3. Butler to Brea. Best three-point shooter in the country last year. Misses his first one of the night off the front of the rim. He's not doing too badly this year either. Dakota LeFew airballs a 3 for Georgia. Kane tried to save it in by throwing it off one of the Kentucky players, but he missed. Cats with the ball. Now LeFew almost gets a steal as the ball comes into the front court, and he's able to deflect it out of bounds near the middle of the floor. Olandis Poole, one of the officials, has the ball. Points to the spot on the floor where Kentucky will inbound it. It's just inside the half-court line. Jackson Robinson is 6'6", graduate transfer from BYU, will throw it in for the Wildcats. 11-8, Georgia in front by 3. Big Williams with the basketball, dribbles under the basket, pump fake twice, layup, won't go, tap in, won't go, put back from the other side is good. I think Butler got that. Lamont Butler tapped it in from the right side at 6'2", and the 7-footer was missing on the other side of the rim. Butler's got 6 tonight. It's 11-10, Dogs by 1. Georgia has possession. Montgomery holds between the circles, dribbles to his left, gives it to Asa. Here's a 3 by Newell. Off the rim, high bounce, rebound down to Amari Williams, the 7-footer.
He had a great look. Asa had a great look, just couldn't get it to drop.
It was uncontested. Kentucky almost turned it over there. Robinson had that pass up high, bouncing around in his hand. Now he has it taken away. LeFew with a steal on the baseline for the Dogs. Here comes Georgia, left to right. In white, Kentucky in blue. The Dogs up a point. Big Sompto straddles the 3, hands off to Montgomery, sets the screen. DeShane to the rack, missed the running layup. Whistle and a foul as he falls on his back under the basket. The foul is on Amari Williams. That's his first. Correction. 2 on Williams already. And it's going to put the Dogs on the free throw line with DeShane Montgomery going to the line. R.J. Godfrey, Dylan James getting set to check in for Georgia. Montgomery at the line, 8 of 11 at the free throw stripe this season. Left-handed shooter, free throw, pushes it up and in, good. First point of the game for DeShane Montgomery. 12-10 our score. Dogs by 2. 12-17 to go first half. Montgomery with one more free throw to come.
Kentucky's gone a little bit smaller, so Mike White taking advantage of the situation and taking out our 2 big guys to give them a little bit of a breather. Well, that's all really subjective when you say big guys now. You're taking out 6'11" to put in 6'9".
Deep breath for DeShane Montgomery at the line. He's ready. Hoists it up and in, good. He hit both foul shots. Lawrence in, Montgomery out for the Dogs. So Lawrence, James, and Godfrey on the floor now for the Dogs, joining LeFew and Kane. Georgia by 3, 13-10. Kentucky works it up the floor against pressure. Lawrence on the ball. He works against Lamont Butler. Butler, speedy guy. Penetrates, kick out, 3 ball, dives on the back of the rim, hit the front side and fell through for big 6'10" Brandon Garrison. 3-pointer is good for the Cats to tie the game at 13. It's only the 3rd 3 of the season for Garrison, the big guy. And he got a lucky bounce really on a dead rim on the back. Godfrey has it inside the arc, left of the circle for Georgia. Screens, handoff, LeFew, jumper inside the arc, missed the long 2. Dakota cold so far. Cats rebound, long throw to Garrison running behind the Georgia defense. Missed the layup. And the Dogs rebound his miss. Kane on the dribble. Side dish to Godfrey, and he goes in and lays it up softly with a little right-handed finger roll. Thought he was going to dunk it. He backed off at the last second. Dogs by 2. Cats quickly in the front court. They work around the perimeter. Garrison hands off to Butler. Jab step, step back, 3 ball, good, all net. Butler already with 9 for the Wildcats. Second leading scorer on this Kentucky team, right at 14 points a game. And the Cats are in the lead again by 1, 16-15. LeFew at the elbow, gives it up to Godfrey. Long two, he airballed it out of bounds. It'll be Cats ball. And we've got a timeout. Media timeout, 10:48 to go. Kentucky possession when we come back. It's Kentucky 16, Georgia 15. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network. The Huddle with Chuck Donald, brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. Chuck, what was the conversation in the huddle?
The conversation was that we're going to have to get a little more physical, so we may start to pick up some more fouls here. Coach White says we've got to match their physicality, and right now he feels like they're getting the better of that. So look for the Dogs to get a little more physical, perhaps pick up another foul or two, because that's just sort of that's the way that turns out usually when you start to get more physical. But they have caught us on the glass. It's 11 rebounds Georgia, 11 rebounds Kentucky. We want to win that battle tonight. If we're winning that battle, more than likely we'll be winning on the scoreboard.
Rebounds are even at 11. Point differential is 1 in favor of Kentucky, 16-15. Dogs got to get find that range from the 3-point line. They 3 for 24 from 3 in SEC games now.
So far since last Saturday.
2 for 18
right?
on Saturday and 1 for 6 to start tonight. Got to get that ball to drop. Cats have possession and a 1-point lead. Garrison shoves Godfrey, no call there. Pushed him off with the right hand while he dribbled with the left. They didn't whistle that. And he gets the ball underneath after a pass from Brea. And a slap on the hand, says Olandis Poole, by Tyron Lawrence. Did they call him for that? I believe they did. Lawrence whistled for the foul for Georgia. And Kentucky will get a fresh 20 on the shot clock and inbound the ball left of the basket. Jackson Robinson throws it into Andrew Carr. Give it to Garrison. They feed Carr, double-teamed under the basket. Jump hook 3 feet away, no good. Offensive rebound, Kentucky. Kick out to Brea on the logo. Give it to Garrison. He penetrates, kicks out to Carr. Shot fake, drives baseline, flips it up, gets the bounce, and it falls good. Andrew Carr with a nice move for the Cats to put them up 3, 18-15. Under 10 minutes remaining, first half. Dylan James with the ball. Quick touch, and he goes to Lawrence on the wing. To Kane coming off a curl. Blue jab step, fade away, long two, good. Top of the key jumper for Blue Kane. He's got 5, and it's 18-17. Kentucky by 1. Cats on the offensive end. Watch Garrison. He sticks that right arm out into Godfrey's chest every
Blue
time.
Kane stole that.
Cats turn it over. Kane with a steal. Dogs on the offensive end down to our right. Lawrence skips it to Godfrey. Inside the arc. Back to Ty Lawrence. Blue's open in the corner. We don't get him the ball. We go to Dylan underneath instead. Steps through. Puts it up and in. Reverse lay-in from in front of the basket. He kind of looked up, saw the net, and just flicked it up and in. Dylan James with his first points. Dogs in front, 19-18. 9 minutes to go, first half. Perry attacks on an angle into the paint, right under the basket, puts it up and in.
That was a nice move by that young man. Used his body to shield off Silas.
21-19 now. Kentucky with a 1-point lead at 8:45 remaining on the clock, half number 1. Kane wanted to pull the trigger on the 3, goes inside to Godfrey instead. He zips it to Silas for a 3. Left corner, too deep off the far side of the rim. Rebound Kentucky. Long outlet pass to Jackson. Comes near side to Brea. 3-ball good. Colby Brea coming off a 23-point performance in their win over Florida on Saturday. He's a 52% 3-point shooter, among the best in the country. Led the nation in percentage last year at Dayton. 23-19, 4-point lead for Kentucky. Wrap around from
Silas.
Demery, who got knocked to the floor. Skipped it down to Godfrey, who finished the play with a layup for 2. And Silas slow to get up. Well, if he got hit across the face, there's going to be a timeout with 8:02 to go. So with the injury,
they want to look at it.
Slow to get up. they'll go into the media timeout at the 8:02 mark here in the half, and Kentucky leading Georgia 23-21. We'll take a break, come back to Stegman right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer.
That's the only thing I can figure.
Officials went to the monitor during the timeout. Just common basketball play.
After review, incidental contact rule, no foul.
So there's the announcement from Don Daly, the lead official. Incidental right in the face. 23-21, Kentucky by 2. 8 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in half number 1. These two teams are playing only once during the regular season. Kentucky won the only game played last year. That was in Lexington in a 105-96 shootout at Rupp Arena. But the Bulldogs have won the last 2 times on their home court against the Wildcats. They won here in 23 and again in 21. Cats with the ball. Georgia will defend the full court. Now Butler works up the floor against Montgomery. DeShane with man-to-man defense. Butler, right-hand dribble, slings it down into the corner. They set a screen. Now Jackson Robinson has it on the baseline. Finds Carr open for a deep 3. Left wing won't go. Rebounded by Montgomery at the foul line.
Asa jumped out in his face. Good defense.
Georgia with a basketball. Demery weaves through traffic from the left wing. Gives it back to Kane. He's on the left side of the floor. To Somto. Come near side now to Asa. Newell's yet to score in the game. Montgomery pull up 2. Soft touch from 18 feet. Inside the arc in the right corner. DeShane with his first field goal of the contest. And Georgia ties it at 23. 7-12, 7-11. Time remaining here, half number 1. Carr with a shot fake on the 3 ball. Doesn't pull the trigger. Feeds it into another big man. Amari Williams, 7-footer's back on the floor. Now trying to weave through traffic is Colin Chandler, a 6'5 freshman from Utah. Cats, big man, had it knocked away. Newell with a steal and a dunk on the other end. Carr gave up on the play, and Newell took him to school.
And now DeShane Montgomery deflects the ball over on the far side. It'll be Kentucky ball, but good defense by the Dogs to stop that quick run down the floor by the Cats.
Going to be Kentucky basketball in the front court. Far side is where they'll have to inbound it. A dunk for Asa Newell. That's his 36th of the year. That's third best in the country.
That's a lot.
Butler gets a dunk off the drive. They inbounded it, and he just flew. The San Diego State transfer just flew, and I mean flew, to the rim and flushed it home. Wow. He's got 11. First guy in double figures on the floor. We're tied at 25 apiece. Somto trying to get it to Demery on the left side. He finally does. Silas dribbles through 2 blue shirts, and then they foul him on the one-handed shot from the left side. And the foul committed by Jackson Robinson for the Wildcats. His first, team's 6th. And 2 shots coming for Demery here.
Yeah, if we got to have somebody at the line, that's the guy we want. He's 4 for 4.
And 82% for the year. A little bit better than that with the 4 for 4 work tonight. Demery and Kane and Lawrence, Georgia's best foul shooters so far this year, all over 80%. Right-hander from Raleigh, free throw good. 5 for 5 for Silas Demery. All of his points coming from the line so far. And Georgia by 1, 26-25. Mark Pope, the Kentucky head coach, wiping his brow, working up a sweat on the Kentucky sideline. Little lane violation for the Wildcats. Didn't matter. Silas will make the free throw regardless. As Colin Chandler lost his balance and fell into the lane for Kentucky, but Demery. And now Georgia steals the inbound. Montgomery has it. Euro step to the basket. Kentucky takes it right back from him. Cats run the floor right to left. Kick out. A blue three won't go. Air ball. Caught by Demery underneath. Here goes Georgia in the other direction. Dogs work on the right end of the floor. Silas picks up his dribble, head of the key. Skips it to Somto. Big Somto came to retrieve the ball. Finds Blue for a three. Good. Left corner three. Blue Canes. Scana energy three.
Oh, Blue, we have missed you. Welcome home.
Kane with his second three of the game. And Georgia has a 5-point lead, their largest of the half. It's 30-25. Cats want a timeout. Mark Pope calls for a time with 5:36 to go in the half.
Well, this crowd loves it.
30-second timeout for Kentucky as Georgia's jumped out to its largest lead of the half so far. And Georgia fans, if you want to do an NIL deal with a dog, here's the place to go. GeorgiaDogs.com/NIL. You can connect with a student athlete on a sponsorship, a commercial, an appearance, an autograph session, and more. GeorgiaDogs.com/NIL.
We have hit our last 4 field goals. That's a good second half.
And Chuck, another good sign, the guys that didn't score on Saturday that we count on to score are scoring tonight.
And you know what? Because that did worry you a little bit. You thought, is this going to be a problem with SEC play? And it clearly is not tonight because, like you said, the guys that were having trouble Saturday in Oxford, Mississippi, aren't having that trouble tonight against the Kentucky Wildcats, ranked 6th in the nation.
Kane's got 8. Montgomery and Demery each with 6. They're Georgia's leading scorers. Asa Newell, the leading scorer this season, has a dunk tonight. That's been it for him so far on the offensive end. Oh, Butler takes a nice slashing bounce pass from Owe and cuts his way to the basket from the left side for a running layup. 30-27. That was a nice looking play by the Wildcats. Montgomery explodes out of the corner, pulls up on the baseline. Floater with the left hand, gets the rim and the roll.
Was a nice touch.
DeShane with 6 now. 32-27 Dogs. 5 minutes to go first half. Cats into the front court. Butler with a left-hand dribble. Almost traveled as he killed his dribble. His pivot foot almost came up. Wow. Almanor just forearmed Newell and sent him sliding about 5 feet. No whistle. Happened right in front of them. Then he hit a long jump shot. He got the three-pointer. Ansley Almanor.
Silas answers.
Silas Demery with a 3 on the left side of the floor. Their 3, then our 3, and it's still a 5-point lead, 35-30. Georgia in front, Cats with the ball. Garrison works against Somto, head of the key. Flips it over to Brea. Blues trying to guard him. Look out. Dribbles inside. Short little floater with a right hand from the left block is no good by the Cats. Dreadfully short for the expert three-point shooter. The ball went out of bounds. Left of the basket on this end of the floor. One of the Kentucky guys wanted to jaw a little bit.
Well, listen, I think there was a foul call because the ball went off of Blue.
Yeah, they got Almanor for a push.
There you go.
Well, that was the guy that pushed Asa earlier, and there was no call. This time he does get the call. That's also the 7th team foul on the Wildcats.
All right, so we'll come down the floor here and let's shoot the bonus.
Dogs are going to get the 1-and-1 down on the right end of the floor. Blue Cane will be shooting those free throws, trying to add to a Georgia 5-point lead, 35-30. Cane for the year, 87% at the line, 27 of 31. He's got 8 points tonight, first trip to the foul line. Deep breath for the Knoxville, Tennessee sophomore. Free throw, all net, good. 9 for Blue. He's already surpassed his scoring average here in the first half. He averages 8. He's got 9 tonight. Second free throw by the right-hander. Barely moves the net. Good.
I couldn't tell if that went in or not.
The net didn't move. Blue comes out. He's in double figures with 10. Georgia by 7. Largest lead of the half for the Dogs. Cats will inbound with Kobe Brea, the 6'7" Dayton transfer. Gives it into Travis Perry. He works against Dakota LeFew in the backcourt. They bump and grind. LeFew swipes at the ball, spins into the front court. Cats with a possession. Garrison twists at the top of the key with Somto on him. Bounce pass left edge of the lane to Carr. He uses his forearms, pushes off, jump hook in front of the basket, won't go off the rim. Rebound, Big Somto. Demery's got it now. He hesitates with the dribble on the wing. Gives it to Surreal. They have it knocked out of his hands. Cats with a steal. Baseball pass into the front court. Owe chases it down in the corner. Almost turned it over. Garrison takes a bounce pass. Tries to work his way. He hooks Newell. Oh, yeah, offensive foul. Boy, he hooked Asa and gave him an elbow right in the ribs.
You know what? That was so obvious you could call it from here. And you did.
That gets us into immediate timeout with 3:38 to go. Foul on the Cats. It'll be Georgia's ball. When we come back, 37-30. Georgia by 7 over Kentucky. Timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Georgia's shooting percentage, one of the better stats of the half so far. 50%. The Dogs are hitting 12 of their 24 shot attempts. 3 out of 9 on the three, and perfect from the foul line. 10 for 10. Cats have yet to get to the line, so they are without a free throw, and Georgia leads it by 7.
And we're out rebounding them now by 2, 15-13, and they're leading us in a category that I love. They've got 6 turnovers to our 4.
You love the turnover category?
I love when it's like that, yes.
Yeah, it's a lot better when we don't have any, right?
Boy,
we got a few, but they've got more tonight. Georgia averages 13 a game, which is the second highest number in the league. We'll see how that number changes as we play through this rugged SEC schedule. Dogs ball. LeFew will bring it up from left to right into the front court. Left-hand dribble on the lane line, left side. Sends it in on a bounce to Somto. Little fancy footwork there. He misses the lay-in, but we get an offensive rebound. The possession continues. Asa from the baseline up the wing. We go back to Somto now. Foul line extended right, just above it actually. He'll hand it off to Silas. Demery with a left hand step back. 2, no, off the rim. Surreal with a rebound, goes back up. They block his shot, gets it back. Somto, pump fake, dunk! That's a way to finish.
Boy, that brings the house down. I'm telling you, that is showtime when he gets the lane to get to that rim, and you can see the rim kind of cowering. You know, it's sort of shimmering and shaking.
It wants to roll out of here. But it's got to stay and take the punishment. Cats with the basketball, down 9, 37-30. Owe on the baseline, covered up by Ty Lawrence. Now going to drive, and the lay-in is good from the left side, and the foul on Tyron. They'll count the bucket, and Kentucky is about to have its first free throw attempt of the game. Owe with his first points. The 6'4" guard coming off a 16-point performance. 4 rebounds, a couple of steals in their 106-100 win over Florida on Saturday. He was 6 for 10 in the game. Now he's at the line for the first time, and he's 16 for 16 from the stripe in his last 3 games. So that would explain an 81% shooting percentage from the free throw line for Otega Owe. 39-32 with a free throw. The N1 opportunity on the way, and short front of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped up, controlled by Asa. Dogs have the basketball. Outlet to Montgomery into the front court. DeShane tries to drive off the right side. Butler won't let him, and now Butler pokes the ball out of his hands and knocks it into the Kentucky bench. Mark Pope trying to say that it went off Georgia. It should be their ball. But Olandis Poole's not buying it. Mark Pope, a bit of an imposing figure on the coaching sideline.
Well, he is a big guy.
6'11", 6'10".
Well, you remember when he worked here.
LeFew for 3. He banked it home. He banked it from the left slide right off the top of the square. 3. Georgia's third 3 of the half. LeFew's first. Brea moves to his left. He misses the 3. He's missed 2 of those tonight, and the Dogs' rebound is missed. Georgia with a 10-point lead, 42-32. Offensive foul on the Dogs. They got Asa trying to set up our half-court set. They call Newell for the foul. 1:51 to go, first half. First foul on Asa Newell. 7th team foul on the Dogs, so both teams are in the bonus now for the last 1:51. Butler into the backcourt, works against Montgomery, drives, pushes off to Shane as he slams on the brakes. Williams, high-low to Carr. His shot blocked by Newell. And they call a foul. They call the foul on Kentucky. Asa blocked Carr's shot at 6'11". You don't see a lot of 6'11 guys getting their shots blocked.
Well,
but our 6'11 guy got in there and swatted away the layup.
Our 6'11 guy's got some ups. He can definitely jump. In fact, both of our 6'11 guys can jump.
The ball was knocked loose after the rejection by Asa, and in the scramble for the ball, Demery was fouled by Kentucky. Carr whistled for the foul, and Silas is on the free throw line down to our right for 2 shots. Or is it it's a 1-and-1, excuse me. Now it'll be 2 shots as he makes the front end. All of Silas's points tonight have been from the free throw line, and he's 7 for 7. I stand corrected. He has a 3-pointer to go with that, so now he's got 10. Another free throw for Silas. Try to put the Dogs up by 12. He does. Free throw good. (44-32). Dogs in the lead. Cats beat our pressure. Long pass to half court to a sprinting Lamont Butler into the front side. Godfrey's on him out on the wing. Butler at 6'2", the San Diego State transfer, dribbles, fires to Brea. They come near side to Oweh. A shot fake and a drive, and foul away from the basketball.
That's 22. That's Oweh. Isn't that Oweh?
No, that's Williams, the big 7-footer. Amari Williams just took Silas Demery right out of bounds with him down on the baseline. The ball was out on the left wing, and that foul occurred about 30 feet in the opposite direction of where the ball was. And they called the foul on Williams. That's 3 on Williams. That's also 10 on Kentucky with 80 seconds to go in the half. Offensive foul gives the Dogs the ball. Georgia in the front court. Montgomery reaches for a one-handed catch on that Demery pass. Now works. Tries to go high-low. Feed it on a bounce through traffic to Brandon Garrison. And a foul whistled on the Dogs. They got a foul on Demery, and that's 2 on Silas. And that'll be a 1-and-1 for the Wildcats. Clock stops with 53 seconds to go in the half. And Georgia leading 44-32. Georgia on a 12-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. A little bit better than that time-wise. Now the Cats with the clock stop at the foul line with 6'10", 250-pounder Brandon Garrison. The free throw, number 1, is up and in. Good. Garrison has a 3-pointer and a free throw now in this contest. Right-handed shooter from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Had 2 points, 3 boards, and 3 assists, and fouled out of the game against the Gators on Saturday in Lexington. Second free throw is good. 44-34, Georgia by 10 with the ball, and 50 seconds to go in the half. LeFew dribbles on the right side, skips to Asa, handoff to LeFew, tried to go back to Newell, who was rolling down towards the baseline. Bounce pass got away and went out of bounds.
Asa was a little slow in starting his roll to the basket.
Dogs turned it over. Cats down 10. They've got the ball and less than 40 seconds to go, first half. Butler feeds Brea on the logo. They go to Garrison. Straddles the 3 at the head of the key. Back to Butler, now near side. Brea for 3, open. Oh, basket spit it out. They follow it with the tap in. Butler couldn't get it to go either. Now Godfrey clears for the Dogs. Georgia catches a break there. Kentucky had a wide open three, and the best three-point shooter in the nation missed it. And then they missed a point-blank tap-in. And Georgia got the rebound, and we call a timeout with 19.7 seconds remaining in the first half.
Ran it into the front court. So we'll get the ball in the front court. 19.7. We're going to play for that last shot. See what Mike White comes up with and who he wants to take it. I'm not so sure I wouldn't try to get Blue Kane set up for a three.
Kane with 10 points, 3 for 4 shooting. Demery with 11 points. He's just 1 for 3 from the floor, but 8 for 8 from the foul line. Montgomery's got 8. He's 3 for 6. Those are our 3 leading scorers. Kentucky's leading scorer is Lamont Butler with 13. He's 6 out of 8 for the Wildcats.
And Scott, I talked about we needed to control the glass in this game, and we're now up 21-15 in rebounds. We're doing the things we need to do. So we've gotten out to the lead, not playing from behind. We're working hard on the glass and controlling the boards right now. Let's see if we can capitalize with a 2 or a 3 here before we go into the locker room.
We got 19, a little less than 20 seconds, 19.7 on the clock. We inbound with Montgomery to LeFew just across the half-court line in backcourt. Now he dribbles about 2 feet inside the half-court line on the logo. Down to 8 on the clock. LeFew still dribbling. Butler guarding with 5. Spins, double team, kick out. Asa, long 3. Good! Asa with 3 at the end of the clock.
I don't think that's
the end of the half.
I don't think that's the shot Mike White was looking for. We'll take it. A 13-point Georgia lead here.
Bet we will. Wow. Asa Newell wasn't guarded about 3 or 4 feet beyond the three-point line on the left side of the floor, and he knocked it down as the clock hit 0 to win the half.
Scott, that is a prime example. You know what you always hear, the cream will rise to the top. Well, that was the cream rising to the top right there. That was one of the best players in the country, and Asa Newell, just a freshman, but a 5-star kid stepping up there right at the buzzer at halftime. That's beautiful.
And that 3 gives Georgia a 13-point lead going into the locker room at intermission. It's Georgia 47 and Kentucky 34. Coming up next, it's the Georgia Power Halftime Report with Luke Nadkarni. Luke in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Piedmont Healthcare offers you exceptional, hassle-free care closer to home. Piedmont is the official healthcare provider of UGA Athletics. Again, your halftime score, Bulldogs 47, Wildcats 34. Luke is next on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for Athens. The Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card.
Kentucky on the floor. Georgia still huddled up around their bench to our left. And we're almost ready for the final 20-minute hit here in Athens. Georgia 47, Kentucky 34. Chuck, what did you like about the Dogs' performance in that first half?
They didn't look anything like they did Saturday in Oxford.
That is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, totally different team. But we did what we had to do on the boards. We minimized our turnovers, and then we shot the ball so much better. And that's making all the difference. Now let's see what we can do in these first 5 minutes here of the second half.
Dogs have the basketball to start the second half. Demery inbounded to Lawrence, back to Silas. Give it to Godfrey at the head of the key. We move the ball around. Now we send it into RJ on the block. Tries to back his man inside. That's Big Williams with 3 fouls. Dropped it off a pass right over Big Williams to Asa Newell, who was cutting in along the baseline, and they push Asa. And a foul called on the Wildcats here, not even 20 seconds into the half. So Georgia will get a fresh 20 on the shot clock and inbound the basketball. And the foul was on Carr for the Cats. Demery feeds it into Blue on the left baseline. He works against Jackson Robinson, trying to back him down. Right-hand dribble, baseline turn, and the fade 2 ball off the rim, no good. Rebounded on the weak side by Carr. Carr with a crossover to get by Asa into the front court. The big man bringing it in up the floor. The former Wake Forest Demon Deacon, who had 31 against the Dogs in the NIT last year. Carr Holds along the three-point line. Feeds Robinson. Robinson with a lane down into the paint. Tried to dish it at the last second to big Amari Williams, and the ball deflected out of bounds by Georgia.
Yeah, Silas was right there. He wasn't fooled on defense at all.
Cats ball, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Owe will inbound it with Asa Newell to guard the inbound throw. Lobs it up high to Carr on the right wing to Butler, 6 to shoot. Butler's pass tipped by Kane to Williams, and then Williams just throws it out of bounds right under the basket. Trying to get it to Butler, who was cutting towards the basket, but he led him way too much with that pass and threw it away. Cats turn it over. It's the Dogs' ball with 19:03 to go. 13-point Georgia lead, 47-34. Neither team has scored here a minute into the second half. Dogs in the front court. Blue Kane, far side of the floor. On the wing, pulls the ball away from the defender, Robinson. Now we go to Lawrence. Tyron on the logo, reverses to Blue, high right wing. Crossover, has trouble with the dribble, finds control, gets it back to Asa. Newell loses the dribble on a spin move at the elbow, picked up by Kentucky. Butler to drive, Asa with a two-handed block off the backboard, and they call goaltending on Georgia.
Yeah, that was a good call. The ball had already hit the glass. And
Butler now with 15 points. The goaltend gives him the basket. He's now 7 of 9 for Kentucky. He's their only Cat in double figures. In fact, the next leading scorer behind Butler's 15 is Garrison with 5. 47-36, Georgia by 11 with the ball. Asa handoff to Lawrence. Lawrence dribbles with his right hand to the right corner. Baseline pass into the left corner to Kane. Up the wing it goes to Dimry. Silas attacks. Backs up on the dribble. Fade away 2. Off the rim. Rebound. Kentucky. Big Williams stepped right in front of Asa and got the ball. Cats attack. Owe stumbles. Throws it up just to try to hit something. Threw it straight up and down. Didn't hit anything. Ball caught out of the air by Lawrence. Georgia on the other end misses a 3 by Asa. Long rebound and a quick throw into the front court. And Owe going to get a dunk. He got behind the defense.
Well, listen, they want to get down the floor fast, and if you give them a break like that, they're going to score. I mean, we just didn't get back defensively at all.
Kentucky with the first 4 points of the second half. Better than 2.5 in. Georgia's yet to score. 47-38. Georgia in front with the basketball. Oh, Godfrey. Brilliant pass to Kane, cutting back door along the left baseline. And he lays it up in reverse style. Blue with a dozen points and give RJ the assist. And now a foul quickly on the other end of the floor. Push called on Godfrey. Back on the right end as Kentucky sprinted it from left to right in a hurry. Man, they don't waste any time getting that ball up the floor.
This is the way they want to play.
Godfrey with his second foul, first of the half. 49-38, Georgia by 11. Butler for 3. Missed the rim, barely got the backboard. Kentucky going to pick up the rebound on the floor. And then they call Williams for a foul?
They did indeed.
Oh, that's his 4th. Amari Williams, the 7-footer, just picked up his 4th. And the Drexel transfer is a little bit upset as he checks out of the ball game. And Brandon Garrison, 6'10", will come in.
He was lucky he didn't get a technical for his frustration because he slammed the basketball after he realized he'd been whistled for the foul. Referee being very generous with him there on the technical call because that could have easily been called.
Clock ticks under 17 minutes. Georgia has the ball and an 11-point lead, 49-38. Lawrence looks to his left, finds Kane, who comes up the wing to take the pass. Blue dribbles with the left hand, now the right. Underhand scoop to Godfrey. We go back to Ty. Fakes right, drives left, down the lane line. Layup good with the left hand. He kissed it home off the backboard. First points of the game for Ty. 51-38, Georgia with a 13-point lead. Owe had it knocked away at the foul line. Georgia had hands in there swatting the ball loose. Cats were able to pick it up. Now Owe drives in traffic, misses the running layup. Offensive rebound, big Garrison. And he'll knock it down. Short range shot from the left side about 2 feet away using the backboard.
It was kind of a mismatch with Silas trying to reach up there to get it, but big difference in height.
51-40. Georgia in front by 11 with the ball. Blue pulls it away on his left hip. Lobs it to Kane, head of the key between the circles. Oway goes with him. Lawrence backs it up now. Dribbles through the legs. Now slow walk to the right. Crossover. Left hand dribble. Ty still with the ball in his hand. Stumbles. Falls. Ball on the floor. Ty on the floor and a tie up Kentucky. Two guys in blue just stood over Lawrence and got their hands on the basketball, and the jump ball is called. It'll be Cats' possession. And a timeout. 15:35 to go. Ty Lawrence just slipped, lost his balance, and then went to the floor and got tied up by the Wildcats. Scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana says, go Dogs, as we check the Scana Energy three-point tote board tonight. Georgia 5 of 13 on three-point shots. Blue Cane has 2 of our 5 threes this evening.
That's a whole lot better than the 11% we shot on Saturday.
2 for 18.
2
yes.
for 18.
Yes, it is. And the Cats have been squelched on the long ball as well. Georgia is one of the better three-point defensive teams in the SEC. Kentucky tonight 4 of 14. And they get, speaking of threes, they get Kobe Brea back in out of the timeout. The 6'7 graduate transfer from Dayton. And that's his specialty. He's the co-SEC player of the week, by the way.
And by the way, with their big man sitting on the bench with 4 fouls, Georgia's now gone double big with Asa and Compto in there. So Compto has got, he's at 6'11 and Asa 6'11.
Cats ball. Boy, we got a hand on it I don't know how many times. It kept rolling back to Kentucky, and now finally Lamont Butler going to drive to the basket and lay it up, and Somto called for blocking it off the backboard, and another goaltend on the Bulldogs, and they'll give Butler another basket. We deflected that ball in that possession 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, down on the floor. But
51-42 is the score. Georgia in front by 9 with the ball. Oh, Montgomery, a beautiful pass to LeFew. Oh, his layup attempt is blocked by Kentucky. Cats swatted away with Big Garrison at 6'10". Kentucky basketball. Carr left open for a 3. Missed it off the back of the rim. Offensive rebound, Brea. Garrison has it now. Spins by Montgomery. Throws it to Carr on the block. He tries to dribble around Somto. Edge of the paint. 9 to shoot. In the lane. Swatted away. Butler picks it up. 5 to shoot. Back inside to Carr. In traffic. And stripped in contact. And they call a foul on the Dogs right at the end of the clock. 3.8 seconds remain on the shot clock.
Did they call it on Asa?
Blew a whistle on the Dogs. They got Somto, I believe. Somto with his second.
That's that adding of the fingers. I couldn't tell.
That puts Andrew Carr at 6'11", 235. The transfer from Wake Forest on the foul line for the first time tonight. Right-handed shooter. Free throw is up and in. Good. Carr now with 5 points. He had 14 in their win over the Gators on Saturday to go with 4 rebounds. He had 5 assists in the game and no turnovers. Deep breath for Carr. Right-handed shooter. Free throw number 2. Good. 51-44 is our score. The Cats have outscored the Dogs by 6 thus far here in the second half. Georgia has a 7-point lead and the ball, 14.5 to play. LeFew puts it on the floor, now drives, step back 3, too much on it. Somto got the rebound, had it knocked loose, picked it up off the floor, scores on a lay-in, and they foul him and knock him to the floor.
How about the big man doing the work? That's the hard work under there.
Somto with the bucket. He'll go to the line for an and one, and it's 53-44 Dogs. Carr picks up his 3rd foul for the Wildcats. And Somto, tying his white Nike headband, will step to the line. Well, looks like officials may be going to check something. Yep, they're going to the video monitor down to our right, so play will be halted momentarily. Don Daly, Steven Anderson, and Olandis Poole, our trio of officials tonight. And Mr. Daly and Mr. Anderson are going to put the headset on and look at the video monitor. Down to our right at the end of the scores table. Georgia basketball brought to you tonight by the Progressive Keys to Program Progress. That's providing cars to veterans in need.
Oh, my God. It was I can see what the question's going to be.
Are you looking at the replay? What did you see?
Was he trying to grab, Somto around the waist? In other words, was it an intentional foul?
Yeah. Well, we're looking at the replay, and Carr had one arm around the waist and the other arm tying up his left arm, trying to pull him down from the shoulder. Now, what are the officials going to say? Flagrant 1 is what they're going to call. So that's good news. Georgia gets free throws and the ball. And Don Daly, I think, is going to make the announcement now into the referee's microphone.
After review, flagrant foul on number 7, the 2 shots and the ball, white.
So Somto's got 2, and then the Dogs get the ball again. So a chance for a big possession here.
Following the review, Somto Thrill will go to the line for the Dogs shooting 2, and
Georgia's still huddled up on the free timeout. Mark Pope talking with Don Daly on the other end and just shaking his head, disagreeing, I think, with the call that they made.
When Mark was here, he was director of operations, or?
Yes, in Mark Fox's first season, he hired Mark Pope as the director of ops. And that was his first collegiate basketball coaching job.
Yeah.
He left medical school to take that job as Somto, all by himself at the free throw line. Nobody else on the lane, misses the first free throw.
Get one of them here, Somto.
Second one on the way, flips it up, hits the front of the rim. No good. If Somto ever gets that figured out, he's going to be quite a weapon. Because he's just 43% this season at the foul line for the freshman from Nigeria.
He goes a lot because because of his size, because of exactly what we saw there.
Now Georgia gets the possession, and Demery will inbound it on the left baseline. Throws it into LeFew, who retrieves it in the left corner. Up the wing to Somto. He spins and gives it right back to LeFew, who was right behind him. Now we spread it out a little bit. Go to Montgomery on the logo. Asa's got it now inside the arc. He pivots, dribbles twice, gives it to DeShane. Montgomery with 5. Put the ball in the air, and it's intercepted by Kentucky. Now Demery pokes it away from Butler from behind, but Kentucky retrieves the loose ball. Demery got hit in the face again by the Cats, and then goes and strips the ball, slides on the floor, hands it to Somto, long pass to Montgomery. Cats wanted traveling on the other end. DeShane explodes along the baseline, tries to scoop it up, and a foul is called on the Wildcats.
And he did a tumble. Let me tell you something. We'd be proud of that in gymnastics. That was a beautiful tumble down the baseline.
Bodies all over the floor on that play. Back on the right end, Silas Demery got hit in the face, and then he stole the ball and then went sliding on the floor. That's why Kentucky wanted traveling on the call. Didn't get it. Then it ends it up, as Chuck was saying, Montgomery ended up somersaulting almost out of bounds, just kind of rolling over on his back, did a slow flip out of bounds, and got to the line after the foul on Kentucky. The foul called on Almanor for the Wildcats, and Montgomery going to miss the free throw, number 1.
We are killing ourselves at the line here.
Yeah, we practically couldn't miss in the first half. We haven't hit in the second. We're 0 for 3 from the line in the second half. Now the officials are going to go back to the video monitor after that first free throw.
No, it was no good. I don't know what they're looking at.
Silas has a busted upper lip. When he got hit in the face down here, that's what we're being told now. His lip is bleeding. That's what they're going to go back and look at to see if that check that play. Even though other things have happened since then because play continued.
It is. Watch.
Oh, he got a swat. Oh, man, he just reached out. Oh, yeah. That was Garrison as we looked at the replay. Silas was trailing Garrison, who was dribbling the basketball for Kentucky. And this guy's 6'10 and 250 with long arms, and he just reached out the right arm and just whapped Demery right in the face.
Foul on the play.
Whoa.
And they said no foul?
No foul.
He extended that arm fully and popped him right in the mouth.
And behind him.
Yeah, I don't think that was just a
that was not
inadvertent basketball play.
No, that was not a basketball play.
No, he whacked him right in the head. But as the official said, no foul was called. So now they'll go talk to the young man and say, now don't do that again, even though we didn't call a foul on you. Watch where your hands go. So we'll send Deshane Montgomery back to the line for the second foul shot. Demery goes out of the contest, and Blue Cane back in for Georgia. The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Montgomery misses the second free throw. Rebound touched out by Kentucky. Dogs get to keep the possession.
Yeah, Somto did a great job. He couldn't get his hands to get the rebound, but he swatted it off of a Kentucky player, and they all stood there. All the guys in blue stood there and just watched it slowly dribble out of bounds.
So Georgia's going to inbound it again. Montgomery missed two critical free throws. We're 0 for 4 from the line in the half. After going 12 for 12 in the first, off a curl, Blue for three from the right wing, won't go. Rebound on the near side, collected by Owe. All the way to the rack, blocked by Somto. The deflection went to Kentucky, and Garrison lays it up and in for the Wildcats. (53-46) is now the score. Dogs ball. LeFew skips it to Montgomery. In the front court, he dribbles slowly on the logo, looks to his left to the Georgia bench, gets instructions, fires to Kane on the right wing. Brea trying to guard Blue Cane. Blue kicks it back to Asa. Shot fake on three, puts it on the floor, drives right through the defense and lays it up from the left side.
Well, that was quick, too. You don't see Asa make that kind of a move from that far out, but that was very nice.
He came all the way off the right wing, through the paint, and laid it up from the left side in about 3 long strides. Cats try to run a backdoor with Brea off his hands and out of bounds. I think they're going to say Georgia had a guy get a finger on the ball.
They did. It was Blue. Blue touched it out. Oh, no. No. Oh, my goodness. It was off of the Kentucky. You see that? It was Blue that touched it that got it go, but it was Kentucky touched it last.
They don't review it at this point. 12:52 remaining. They not reviewing the out-of-bounds calls. So they can get them wrong for about 18 minutes of the half, but in the last 2, they'll fight to get them right with a video. Cats miss one shot here. They get an offensive rebound with hustle by Carr. Owe straight to the basket from the wing and an open dunk. Nobody defended that basket on that play for Georgia's. Owe gets the 2 the easy way. 55-48. Cats climbing back in. They're down 7 now with 12:20 to go. Dogs have the ball. We got to get busy again. Blue Cane, right side of the floor. They swat and they steal. Big Garrison just took the ball right away from him. Drives down the lane and 2 long strides, gets him to the basket for a layup.
Yeah, and it's a 5-point game.
Georgia's going to call a time as the Cats have come storming back to make it 55-50. 12:02 to go in the game. Georgia led by 13 at the break. It's a 5-point game here in the second half. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With the enhanced engine performance.
We got to make them.
LeFeau's going to be on the line after the timeout. Another media timeout with 11:43 to go in the game. Score remains Kentucky trailing Georgia. The Dogs in front 55-50 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
After investing billions to light up our network, T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. Plus, right now, you can switch, keep your phone, and we'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/across America.
Up to 4 lines via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens institutions have joined forces to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. Whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the 2-time gold medal winning Classic City Lager, or their new Sip 'em Seltzer, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. And if you're visiting the Classic City on game day, Creature Comforts beers are available at the Stegman Coliseum and anywhere good cold beer is served. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. 21 and over. Champions drink responsibly.
No one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM SEC Radio. Tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through the regular season and right on into the postseason. Your team is covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2024. Dogs by 5. 11:43 to go in the game here at sold-out Stegman Coliseum. 55-50 is our score. Georgia was up 13 at the half, but the Cats have doubled us up here in this half, 16-8. And Dakota LeFeau will be at the free throw line when time resumes for 3 free throws. He was fouled by Lamont Butler prior to the timeout on a 3-point shot. LeFeau this year, 79% from the line, 6'4" graduate transfer from Mount St. Mary's, hometown Hampton, Georgia. 15 of 19 from the line for the right-hander. Free throw number 1, good, all net. That's
all right,
first free throw
more
of the second half.
Yeah, two more just like that.
I agree with that. We're 1 for 5 at the line in the second half, went 12 for 12 in the first. Dakota 2 for 2 now. Free throw number 2 is all net. Third and final one for number 1. One dribble, the shot, back rim, no good. Rebound Owe and a tie-up Godfrey, and they call the tie-up. The Dogs have the arrow.
Boy, how about that?
Great hustle by Godfrey.
Good job.
To tie up Owe on the missed free throw.
Good job, RJ.
57-50 Dogs and a chance for more here on this possession. LeFeau to inbound, right baseline. Tosses in over the line to Somto, up the wing to Godfrey, and we give it to Dimry, just short of the logo. Over to LeFeau for a 3, too deep on that one. Oh, Silas hustled for the rebound in the far corner. Godfrey's got it on the baseline now, spins by Carr, pump fake, up and under, won't go, and a foul on Kentucky. They got Carr for his 4th. So 2 of their bigs in serious foul trouble. Amari Williams with 4, Andrew Carr now with 4. They're looking to the bench. Mark Pope's trying to figure out what to do. He's going to get number 15 up off the bench. Ansley Almanor, a 6'7", 244-pounder. Transfer from Fairleigh Dickinson. Godfrey free throw. Good, all net. RJ ripped it. His first second half point gives him 5 for the game. Dogs by 8, 58-50. Clock sitting there with 11:22 remaining. Students haven't sat down the whole game. Yes. Well, when you foul and shoot free throws, it gets stuck in mud.
Beautiful.
But as long as we're making them, Godfrey hits a pair. 59-50 is Georgia's lead now.
That was a 4-point possession, all of them at the free throw line.
We'll take some more of those. Oh, they get a foul on Kane in the backcourt. Thought they were going to let him get away with it, and the whistle came about a fraction of a second after the contact occurred by Blue against Butler, trying to tap the ball out of Butler's hands. He bumped him with the body, and Blue picks up his first foul. That's the team's third. Cats inbound in backcourt. Butler walks it into the front side over the logo, met there by Silas Dimry. Man-to-man for the Dogs. Oh, Butler slid on the floor, almost did a split, lost the handle, chases down the rolling basketball. Butler to Garrison, shot fake on the three. Somto closes out on him. Brea trying to get open. They're running him behind screens, trying to let him loose for a three. He's got 4 to shoot. He launches at the last second. In and out, no good. Rebound, Kane for the Dogs. Brea's been cold tonight from distance, his specialty.
That's Blue's 6th rebound of this game.
Dimry dribbles under the basket, fires to Kane, open three. Oh, he airballed it. Wow. And a foul on the Dogs on the rebound. Somto called for a foul, his third.
Well, now if you're Kentucky, well, let's see, Somto may be coming out. I was going to say you'd go right at him. You'd try to take it inside and go right at Somto, see if you get that fourth on him. But Ace is coming in.
Yeah, Surreal checks out, and Asa Newell in the game now for the Dogs. 9-point Georgia lead, 10:33, clock ticking here in the second half. Robinson back and forth, near side to far for Kentucky. And he lobs it to Garrison, who's got those elbows and forearms flailing as Godfrey tries to guard him. Pushes off, backdoor pass to Butler cutting to the basket, and a foul whistled on the Dogs as the ball goes bouncing out of bounds. Dimry with the foul. That's his third, first of the half. 5th team foul. They say Butler was in the act, and they're going to put him on the line.
He was in the act of trying to
get the
catch
ball.
A pass.
Yeah, I didn't see a shot attempt there. Maybe that was his intent. I guess the officials are reading minds these days. Butler with the free throw. That's good. He's the leading scorer on the floor. He's got 18 points for the Wildcats. One of 2 Kentucky players in double figures. Garrison the other with 11. Butler hits a pair. And Owe in and Brea out. Brea was listed as questionable on the availability report prior to this game, so he may be dealing with something that is affecting his play tonight. And their star shooter just 1 for 6 from the floor and 1 for 5 on threes as he goes to the bench. 59-52. Georgia with a 7-point lead in the ball. Ace has picked up his dribble, trying to get it to Dimry. Owe wouldn't let him. Now he finds Silas. They kick it around the corner. Blues open straight on three. Oh, no good again.
Wow.
Off the back side of the rim. He's had 2 wide open looks on the last couple of possessions. He airballed one and missed that one deep. Blue now 2 for 5 on his 3-point attempts. Cats miss a long jumper by Butler. That's no good. And a pushing foul on the rebound on Kentucky.
And that's 7.
Fouls on Jackson Robinson. His second. And as Chuck points out, 7 team fouls now on the Wildcats. And that's 1 and 1 for Georgia coming up. Clock stops with 9:39 to go. 59-52.
Wow, we haven't had a field goal in about 3 minutes. And, 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, 0 for our last 4.
Yeah, but we're scoring at the line.
Let's hope that continues. Blue Kane at the free throw line, and his free throw is good. Kane now with 13 points and 3 for 3 from the stripe tonight. He is Georgia's leading scorer this evening. And the sophomore from Knoxville knocks down another one, all net at the line. Very soft touch. He's got 14.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I want Blue to continue to take open threes. He's just too good a shooter Sometimes they just won't go for you, but you got to keep shooting it.
Cats with the ball. Little high-low action on the cut by Oway. Garrison lobs it to him. He cuts to the basket, tries to dunk it, and Blue fouls him. Free throws coming for Kentucky. Kane with his second foul. And crowd's been on the officials most of this game here in Athens tonight. Very active vocal group.
Some well-deserved, I might add.
Oh, yeah, they've missed some calls. Otega Oway, the 6'4 Oklahoma transfer at the line, right-handed shooter for Kentucky. Free throw number 1 is good. He's their leading scorer this season, averaging 16 a game. That's his 7th point there as he hits his first free throw. He had hit 16 foul shots in a row prior to tonight. He missed his first attempt. And now he makes numbers 2 and 3 of the evening to make it 61-54. Georgia by 7 with the ball. Under 9.5 minutes remaining. Asa Newell left alone. Oh, he drains a deep three. Straight on three, a Scana Energy three-pointer by Asa Newell. He was wide open. They didn't even close out anybody on him. They just let him shoot it and watched it go. 64-54, Georgia by 10, Cats with the ball. Almanor flips it into the corner to Oway. Oway dribbles it up the wing. Plays catch with Williams, who's back in with 4 fouls now. Back to Oway, jumper in the circle, won't go. Demery skies, two-handed rebound. He got it away from the 7-footer Williams. Dogs ball up 10. 8:40 to play. Silas explodes, curls under the basket to LeFew for 3. Won't go. Too much on it. Godfrey got hands on the rebound, but it tipped over to the Cats. Off his fingertips and over to Oway. Big Williams with the ball. Oway has it now. Toes on the three-point line. His three-pointer from the left corner is around the rim and off. And no good. The rebound collected at the elbow by Godfrey for Georgia. Dogs by 10 with the ball. Kane down the lane. Layup. Rolls off the iron. Offensive rebound. Asa, they whack him. Foul on Kentucky as Asa goes sliding on his back right of the lane.
Boy, Blue almost had the layup. But the timing, the way the ball came off the rim was perfect for Asa as he was jumping. He had both hands on it, and they just slapped him.
Fouls on Almanor. That's his second. Again, Kentucky, Andrew Carr and Amari Williams, 2 bigs, both with 4 fouls. Williams is on the floor because Mark Pope basically has no choice if he wants to have bigs. He don't want to go all guard.
Well, we're going back with Somto. We'll see if he's going to give Asa a rest or if Asa's going to stay on the floor and give us the 2 bigs.
Newell's at the line now. He's got free throws coming. The left-hander from Destin, Florida. Free throw number 1. A little teardrop right through the heart of the net. Good. Newell now with 11 for the Dogs.
I was just thinking, Somto, this game is special to him. He had originally signed with Kentucky. When they had the coaching change, he asked out. And then when he asked out, he did not stay with Calipari and go to Arkansas. He instead came to Mike White and comes to Georgia.
Newell's second free throw. Rim, backboard, and through. Good, he made them both. And the Dogs are certainly glad he did.
Yeah. Now back to a 12-point lead for Georgia.
66-54, Dogs. Travis Perry's back on the floor for Kentucky, the 6'1 freshman guard. Almanor in the corner for 3, won't go. Rebound picked up off the bounce by Blue. Feeds Silas. Up ahead to Montgomery on the right baseline. DeShane wanted to drive, but Brea cut off the baseline. Now they give it to DeShane for a 3 with Somto screening. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Newell, and they foul him on the putback.
Was it one of their bigs? Was that William? See who the foul was on.
We got a timeout with 7:33 to go. The foul was on Almanor. That's his third. And immediate timeout here at Stegman. Place is rocking tonight. Dogs are leading 66-54. 54 up to a double-digit lead, 66-54 with 7:33 to go.
And Ace is about to shoot a 1-and-1. They've got 9 fouls on them, so the next foul on Kentucky, from that point on, it's double bonus for the Dogs.
And Chuck, that last foul was on Ansley Almanor, and I said at the time that was his 3rd, but that's his 4th. So the Cats with 3 players in severe foul trouble with 4 each. That's Carr, Almanor, and Williams. Newell at the line. Clock stopped again with 7:33 remaining. Deep breath for Asa. Left-handed shooter. Palm on the ball. Ball in the air. It's going to roll off the rim. No good. First miss at the line for Asa tonight. He's got a dozen points. He's hit 4 of his 7 shots and now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Trying to put the Dogs up 13. That would match the large lead of the game. Free throw in the air, going to rim out. No good. And Kentucky chases down the rebound. Asa missed 2. 66-54. Dogs in front of the Cats. Less than 7.5 to play. Butler on the dribble. Right hand for Kentucky from the wing to the right foul lane. They go to Carr for a quick touch. He's back in with 4 fouls. They feed it inside to Butler. Lost the handle. Bodies on the floor. Ball rolling through legs. Carr picks it up and slings it out on the perimeter to Robinson with 4 to shoot. Top of the key. 3 is good. Well, that was a scramble basket by the Wildcats. Georgia again getting deflections but not able to possess the basketball when it rolls away. Robinson with his first points of the ball game and a late 3 late in the shot clock. 66-57. Offensive foul on the Dogs. They got Somto again. Somto set a screen that wasn't the legal kind, I guess. That's his 4th foul. 66-57. Georgia leads. And R.J. Godfrey hustles back to the scores table and into the game, and Surreal will slow walk to the bench. Dogs with a 9-point lead. Cats have the ball. Montgomery with a deflection. A tap away from Butler. Lost it behind him. 10-second count. 10-second count. Montgomery's defense forced Kentucky into a turnover.
How about that? That was a terrific job. Terrific job by Deshane Montgomery. Just would not let him get into the front court.
Right before he got to the half-court line, he reached his hand and poked the ball away, and Butler had to go scrambling all the way on the other side of the floor to get it. And the 10 count expired. They never got it across the half-court line. Dogs have the possession. Demery in the corner has trouble with the dribble. Recovers, gives it to Godfrey, to LeFew. Hand it to Asa. Into the corner for Silas. 3-ball, good! Silas Demery with a Scana Energy 3-pointer.
Whoa. Let's not have any trouble down there.
Carr had fallen on the ground. Newell was standing over him trying to pull away his ankle, and Carr had his ankle wrapped up with his right hand and was holding on to it.
Are they going to look at that?
Looks like it.
Yeah, they're making the motion. They're sending the teams to the benches. They're going to go look at that.
Silas Demery got his first basket of the second half. It's his second 3 of the game to give him 14. The officials are having a conversation on the floor before they go to the monitor. They've already sent both teams to their bench areas, and now they're going to go look at the monitor. Let's take 10 seconds and pause for station identification on the Bulldog Sports Network. Now we're looking at a replay there. Carr was playing games with Newell, who was standing over. Carr had fallen down on his back in the paint under the basket and had Newell's ankle in the crook of his left arm and was flexing his arm and wouldn't let go of his ankle. He was trying to pull away, Asa was, and he ends up dragging Carr on the floor, spinning him around about a half turn. The officials are looking to see if there was anything flagrant about the play. There was nothing called on the floor after the 3 by Demery. So we'll see what decision they come up with now as we have yet another review. Oh, we've had a bunch of these tonight. But when we needed one on an out-of-bounds play earlier,
yeah, they can't look.
They didn't get one, right?
That's the old, we can't see that.
That's right. So, I know nothing. I see nothing. The old Sergeant Schultz move. 69-57's the score. Dogs by a dozen after the Demery three-pointer. Don Daly with the official announcement.
After the play, same contact by both teams, no foul.
All right, well.
Same contact by both teams. So they're saying Asa had his elbow locked around a Kentucky player's ankle at the same time it was happening to him.
I think they're saying that his ankle was like wedging itself.
Yeah, it was locking up Carr's elbow, the crook of it. Yeah, there you go. He was touching you as much as he was touching you. Oh my goodness. All right, well, let's play on. Let's keep it going for 6:14. What do you say? 69-57, Georgia by a dozen. Cats let the ball trickle into the front court, almost a half court, before Butler picks it up and the clock starts. Garrison's got it now, back to the basket, guarded by Godfrey. Brea cuts to the basket, takes a lob pass underneath, gives it back to Butler. He drives inside. Montgomery blocked the shot. Ball goes out of bounds off Butler's shoulder for Kentucky. It's the Dogs' ball.
And that was a Deshane Montgomery block, and it was well done. He waited till he put it up right at the top and just slammed it right down off of the Kentucky player and out of bounds.
Dogs have the ball, a 12-point lead, and less than 6 minutes to play. LeFew behind the screen, give it to Newell. Asa, deep three, tried to bank it home. Maybe it's a little too deep off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded by Brandon Garrison, the 6'10 Oklahoma State transfer. Butler has it for the Cats, lobs it to the rim, and they get an alley-oop dunk with Garrison.
Well, we've got Santo out of the game right now. Boy, it'd been nice to have had that big guy underneath there. They couldn't lob it to the rim.
10-point game, Georgia in front, 69-59. LeFew skips it to Montgomery, slashes, leans in, tries to finger roll it up and in. It won't go off the rim. And a foul on the Cats. They knock Montgomery to the floor.
Oh, he spends a lot of time on the floor, doesn't he?
He's got 2 free throws coming. He's working on a recently rolled ankle as well. He was listed on the availability report as probable, but that was the cause of him being on the report at all, because he had rolled an ankle. He's certainly able to play through that tonight. Goes to the line after the foul on Jackson Robinson for Kentucky. 2 free throws for Deshane Montgomery, left-hander from Broward County, Florida, 6'5". He puts number 1 up and in. Montgomery's first point of the half. He's got 9 in the game. Deshane, one of the 2 Mount St. Mary's transfers on this Georgia roster, along with Dakota LeFew. They were teammates on that Mount St. Mary's team last year, came into Athens, and both of those guys played well against the Dogs. Montgomery misses the second free throw. Newell couldn't get the rebound. Garrison had position and got it for Kentucky. 70-59, Dogs by 11. Cats into the front court.
Off Kentucky and out of bounds.
Butler ended up laying on his back under the basket. I couldn't see the basketball, but apparently went out of bounds, or he traveled with it. Which was it? They call him for traveling? Yeah, they did, because his feet came off the floor when he fell down.
that qualifies.
Butler turns it over. Dogs get it back. We need to start cashing these opportunities in. Georgia with an 11-point lead. It's never enough. LeFew for 3. Oh, no good off the rim. Rebound, Kentucky. Oweh with the rebound after the missed right wing 3 by LeFew. 4:45 remaining. Cats with the ball. Brea guarded by LeFew, deep out on the perimeter. He's 30 feet from the basket. And LeFew was right in his grill. Butler inside, forces it up from 4. Off the rim, rebound. Ripped away by Asa Newell and the Dogs. Georgia back down the other end of the floor.
I'll tell you what, Georgia's
right
defense is spectacular here in the second half.
Godfrey to Newell. He catches it underneath the basket, and they rip it out of his hand, and they foul it. They had 2 guys on Asa, and they pounded him on the arm, says Olandis Poole. 2 shots coming for Asa Newell. Let's hit some free throws now. We're not quite as as precise in the second half at the line as we were in the first. In fact, in the second half, we're only 9 of 17 after going 12 for 12 in the first half. Foul was on Butler for Kentucky, his second. Dogs have been in the double bonus for a few minutes now, and Asa Newell will get 2 here. The left-hander, free throw, number 1, up and in. Newell now with 13 points for the Dogs. Demery and Kane each with 14 for Georgia tonight, and then Asa, the third player in double figure for the Bulldogs, with 13. Deep breath, Asa. Ball's in the air, and it's going to bounce and roll in there. Good.
Look, somebody got hit in the head again. See who's that down?
That's Montgomery.
Down on the floor again.
Yeah. Yes. He might want to put a mattress out there. He's on there so much. Somto checks in with his 4 fouls. Godfrey comes out, 4:21 to go. Georgia leads it by 13 again, matching our largest lead of the contest. 72-59 Dogs.
Yeah, we were up by 13 at intermission.
Kind of slow to get things started. Are they going to look at the video monitor again? Don Daly tells Mark Pope Montgomery got hit in the mouth, so they're going to go look at the video monitor again.
This game's been physical, no doubt.
Are they going to take? Yeah, they're going to take the media timeout right here. Thank you, Road Dog. 4:21 to go in the game. Media timeout with Georgia leading Kentucky 72-59. Back to Stegman Coliseum right after we light up Stegman Coliseum. Chuck, get your phone out. Go ahead. Back after this on the Bulldog Sports Network.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power, proud partner of Georgia basketball. Learn more at corepower.com.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the Dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy's part of all the action is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up for Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com.
Now, to what they're thinking. So now we can actually hear it. I think that's great.
Now Road Dogs' next job is to get Don Daly to quit popping his peas into the microphone.
We'll get him a mic screen.
Or Road Job. That's his wrestling name. Which he'll be at Aikens Ford Arena Saturday night for the main event. Brea off a curl on the left corner along the baseline hits a 3 for Kentucky. That gets the crowd a little bit quieter than they were. It's 72-62 now. It's back to a 10-point Georgia lead. Dogs with the ball, 3:48, 3:47. Time remaining in the ball game here. Georgia working some clock. They run into Newell, call foul on Owe. Newell came back towards the ball, took a skip pass from Montgomery, and Owe, trying to stay with his man, ran right into Asa and knocked him off his footing. And 2 foul shots coming for Asa Newell. Dogs are in the double bonus. And the foul on Owe is his 3rd. Clock stopped with 3:41 remaining. Asa at the line with 14 points. We have 3 guys with 14 tonight. They all share the scoring lead. Newell can go ahead of that with a free throw, and he does as he rolls it in there, hit front rim, backboard, back rim, and down. Asa's last 5 points in the game have come from the foul line. Second free throw. Try to put the Dogs up by a dozen. Ball's in the air and in front of the rim. No good. Rebound Kentucky. Owe. Cats with 3:35 to go are down 11. Owe hops with a dribble. Overheads it to Carr on the far side of the floor. They give it to Butler along the baseline. Pinned in. Give it to Oway. Blocked from behind on his layup attempt. Ball out of bounds on the left baseline.
Was that Sompto that got him?
It'll be Kentucky basketball. There were a crowd of folks down there. It could have been Demery. It could have been Sompto. Let's see. It was Demery. It was Silas, yeah. Silas from behind blocked the shot.
Great play by Silas.
Kentucky basketball with 11 seconds on the shot clock. 3:23 remaining in the game. They inbound on the left baseline in front court.
You can understand when the 6'11 guy gets one that well, but for a 6'5 guy to get it, that's great.
They run Brea off a curl. Left corner three won't go. Sompto clears for Georgia. Surreal hands Demery the basketball. Silas over the logo into the front court. Spins away from Butler. Gives it to LeFew. 11-point Georgia lead as we approach 3 minutes remaining here. It's sold out Stegman Coliseum. LeFew left-hand dribble on the edge of the logo. Drives to his right now. Runs into Carr on the baseline. Give it to Asa Newell on the wing. Spin move. They knock the ball loose. The big man picks it up. 3 to shoot. 2 to shoot. LeFew's got to put it in the air, and he does, and he banked it home. A running two-pointer banked in from the right side. He beat the clock.
The circus is in town.
Kentucky sprints into the front side. Oway attacks the basket, and a foul on the Dogs. Stops the clock with 2:39 to go. 2 shots coming for the Wildcats.
And that's on Sompto.
Well, that's 5 on the big man then. Georgia's up 13 for the 3rd time in the game, 75-62. That's our big lead in the contest.
Give this guy a hand. Give this guy a standing ovation from the crowd.
Sompto fouls out with 6 points, 8 rebounds, leads the Dogs in boards. He had an assist, and he just picked up his 5th foul. How many blocks did he have tonight? Only 1 block shot for Sompto tonight. He's the team leader in that category.
Yeah, he's altered a lot of them.
20, you are correct in that assessment, yes. 28 blocks on the year now for Sompto Surreal. He's top 5 in the SEC in that category. Kentucky's going to be on the free throw line with their team down 13. 2:39 remaining. And the student section thinks number 6 ranked Kentucky is overrated.
You know what? I think Georgia's underrated.
That would be better, because that demeans your win when you say the other team is overrated, I think. Free throw by Oway is good. It's like, no, these guys are good, and we just beat them, you hope. Oway trying to get into double figures now for Kentucky. Right-hander pushes it up and in, rolls it over the front of the rim. He's 4 for 4 from the line in the second half. He's got 10 points tonight. He averages 16. LeFew along the baseline, moves and inbounds it to Demery. Jump pass to Montgomery on this near sideline and into the front court. They put hands on DeShane from behind. They pushed him, no call. He missed the drive. Offensive rebound, Asa. He steps through into the paint, puts it up and in right in front of the basket.
And just like that, the 13-point lead is back.
Asa with 17 tonight. Ball out of bounds on the right end of the floor. Touched out last by Georgia. It'll be Cats ball with 2:15 remaining. And Georgia in front 77-64. Blue Cane back in the contest for DeShane Montgomery. DeShane gets a nice hand from the crowd here, especially those behind us. Right behind the Georgia bench. Butler to throw it in for Kentucky. Sends it in to Robinson, who's cutting under the basket, and they get the Dogs for a foul. Who'd they call the foul on?
They called it on Blue Cane. That's his...
That's 3 on Blue. I think a hold, they said? Maybe?
Yeah, 1 and 1.
Yeah, that's only the 9th team foul on the Dogs. So Jackson Robinson, a 6'6" graduate transfer from BYU, is at the line. He's an 82% free throw shooter. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Number 1 is up and in. He scored 4 points for the Cats tonight. He averages 12, all 4 in the second half. Kane out, Montgomery back in for Mike White's team.
That was a short sit on the bench for DeShane.
12-point lead for Georgia. Robinson will try to make it 11. Free throw in the air, good, all net. So the Kentucky guard hits them both. And the Dogs, with 2:15 to go, lead by 11 and have possession of the ball. In the backcourt, Kentucky brings pressure. 2 skip passes. We get it into the front court with DeShane Montgomery. Lobs it back to the half-court line to Silas Demery, who holds the ball with 2 hands and looks at Mike White for the call. Now they double and try to trap him at half court. Gets the ball loose to LeFew on the near side. Tried to bounce it into Godfrey. Kentucky had it. We poked it away into the backcourt and chased it down with RJ. They had it. We took it right back. 1:41 to go in the ball game here. Kentucky with a steal at half court. Took it away from Silas Demery. And then we foul on their run out towards the basket. The foul is on Asa Newell. That stops the breakaway. It'll put Kentucky on the free throw line with 2 shots coming. That's their 10th team foul on the Dogs. So double bonus time for the Wildcats. And another video review by Don Daly. Going to take a look at the monitor again.
This game, listen, it's been physical. There's no doubt about that. In fact, that second time out, when I go into the huddle, that was the thing that Mike White was talking about to our team, was the fact that Kentucky was out physicaling us. We had to start to get more physical with them, and we have been since then.
We're looking at a replay. Oweh was dribbling the ball for Kentucky, and Newell came in for a foul, kind of gently put both arms around him, and Oweh's right arm came up and pushed Asa Newell away. I don't see any contact above the shoulders or anything like that. Newell was backing away at that point, and that's when the whistle blew. I didn't see anything there as far as a flagrant is concerned. Looking at a different angle now, Asa Newell crossed the body from behind.
You know what? One of the all-time legendary officials, Tony Green, is here tonight watching.
After review, common foul.
Common foul. You were exactly right. But I wonder what he thinks sitting up there watching games like this, and he's scoring the officials as much as anything in his mind.
So you don't think he can just comfortably watch a basketball game as a fan?
He's
going to be critiquing the calls.
He makes that hard. It makes it just like you listen to other play-by-play guys. You do. You tend to be critical.
I'm sorry. What'd you say? All right, Cats at the line, down 11. Clock stopped with 1:37 to go. Oweh shooting into the Georgia pep band, and the students behind them. And that ball pops out of the rim. No good. It went down below the cylinder and then kicked back out after it rattled around a time or two. Oweh at 81%, but he's missed a couple of foul shots tonight. The second one, he misses that one off the front of the rim. Dogs rebound with Asa Newell, who claps his hands. He liked that. 11-point Georgia lead. Dogs have the ball. LeFew trapped by 2. Gets it to Demery. Cross court, it goes to Montgomery. DeShane dribbles it back towards the half-court line. Skips it to LeFew on the right wing. Pinned in on the sideline by Big Garrison, and he finally fouled him.
Well, and that's, finally fouling. They wait till there's 6 seconds left. If you're going to foul and put Georgia on the line and you're down 11 points, you need to do it a little earlier in the shot clock.
Game clock at 1:14, and you're right about that. The shot clock was
down to 6.
Was into single digits.
Yeah, they let them run. They let Georgia run 24 seconds off the clock. Thank you, Kentucky, but that's not high basketball IQ.
Garrison with the foul, his second. LeFew on the line for Georgia. Free throw good. Dakota from Hampton, Georgia, now with 8 points in the game. Has won 3. He's got 212 career three-pointers in his time at Mount St. Mary's and now his brief time at Georgia. He hits both free throws. on that trip to the line. Dogs by 13 again, 79-66. 1:14 to go. Coach Smart and his family going to beat the crowd as they head away from their courtside seats. Try to get ahead of the rush. Kentucky misses a three. Offensive putback by Oweh won't go. They fight for the rebound on that miss. And the ball rolls out of bounds. Touched out by the Dogs, I believe. No, it's going to be Georgia basketball. Touched out by Kentucky. Oh, wow. That looked like it went off Kane. It did.
Oh, see there.
Right, they're going to look at the video.
See there. They are listening to you.
That replay, I just looked up and they were showing a replay, and it looked like it went off Blue, but maybe one of the Kentucky guys got a hand on it. We're going to look at the replay along with everybody else in the building here. All right, Blues got the basketball. And did Kentucky poke it away with Robinson from
I'm going to say yes.
Under his arm there, kind of poked the ball loose?
I'm going to say yes. See those headsets the officials are wearing? That's what they're listening to us.
I feel sorry for them then. 1:03 to go. And I think that's the number of times they've been to the monitor in this game, 103 times as well. This game is 2 hours and 21 minutes long. My goodness. And we do have an official sellout tonight, so thank you, Bulldog Nation, for turning out for this one. 10,523 in the building tonight.
And we're going to need another one on Saturday. We take on Oklahoma.
Another
ranked team, yes.
Yeah, the Sooners number 17 in the latest polls. They play tomorrow night. They host Texas A&M tomorrow night, so you can do some advanced scouting. And then they'll be here Saturday night for a 6 o'clock game.
After review, the call on the court stands. White ball.
See, I was right.
I'm not sure if you were right or they just couldn't see the video evidence because they said the call stands, so Georgia keeps it. But I'm glad you were right, or at least in your mind you were right.
That's right.
Because the Dogs will have possession with 63 seconds to go. LeFew inbounds it to Demery. He's double-teamed in the corner. Jump pass into the paint to Montgomery. Dogs still in backcourt. LeFew falls down. Kentucky strips the ball, and a 10 count on the Dogs. Barely got it to the logo against that Kentucky pressure that time. And the Dogs turn it over on a 10-second violation. It'll be Cats ball, 53 seconds to go. They're down 13 with 53.1 seconds remaining. Georgia led by 13 at intermission, have not surrendered the lead here in the second half. Kentucky wants a 30-second timeout. Mark Pope, the head coach at Kentucky in his first year, spent one season as an assistant, if you will, the director of basketball operations for Coach Mark Fox back in 2009, 2010. That was Mark's first season as Georgia's head coach and Mark Pope's first collegiate basketball job. Now making the trip here to Athens. He spent a long time at BYU, the former head coach there. He was also at Utah Valley for 4 years and then 5 years at BYU before getting the job at his alma mater, Kentucky.
One of our great fans has just sent me a text of the final score down in Gainesville tonight. The number 1 ranked Tennessee Volunteers, 43. The number 8 ranked Florida Gators, 72. Just that kind of year in the SEC.
Just makes you shake your head. When
it really does.
The number 1 team in the country, was prior to tonight, was undefeated, and they go on the road and lose by almost 30.
Yeah.
And as you point out, that's the way this league is going to be this year.
And by the way, that team that beat them by almost 30 lost to Kentucky, who we're beating this past weekend.
Cats with the ball. Garrison on the bounce to Oweh, driving the lane. He misses the lay-in, tried to dunk it home because we were fouling him. And that'll put him on the line, stopping the clock at 48.7. And the world's longest basketball game continues. 48.7 seconds left. Owe will be on the free throw line. The foul is on Dakota LeFew for the Dogs. Well, 10,523. Most of those are Georgia fans. They're going to enjoy this one tonight, as the free throw by Owe is good. And he's 5 for 6 at the line here in the second half. Second free throw, up and in, good. 79-68. LeFew moves along the baseline, skips it into Demery. They trap him in the corner. Jump pass, almost threw it away. LeFew in the backcourt. Brea fouls him on a reach-in. Kentucky just pestering the heck out of the Dogs defensively, just trying to get the ball up the floor to half court. Brea with the foul. And the Dogs are going to walk down to the left end of the floor and get free throws. 2 shots coming for the Dogs with the clock stopped at 43.5 seconds remaining. LeFew will shoot for the Dogs. Dakota, 6'4", 185, graduate guard from Hampton, Georgia, at the line. One dribble, right-hander, puts it up, and good. He's into double figures tonight with 10 points. Dogs have shot a lot of free throws tonight, Chuck. That's our 36th of the game. We've hit 27 of them. And now 28 of 37 as LeFew hits them both. 81-68 Dogs with a 13-point lead, 39 seconds to go.
Yeah, that's what it was at the first half.
Brea, 3-ball, air ball, out of bounds ball, Georgia ball. Owe tried to save it, couldn't get to it. Dogs possession with 34.1 ticks.
It's Georgia basketball!
Yes, it is. And Kentucky continues with full court pressure. LeFew tried to inbound it, and Kentucky stole it. Don Daly is going to come over and look at the monitor again, I think. Or, no, I don't think they were quite ready.
They're delayed because they slapped the ball away from
Kane. Okay, before he inbounded it.
Right, and so they're calling it a delay warning.
That may have been fair on the playground, but here in an SEC arena, you can't do that. So LeFew will inbound it again, skips it into Montgomery quickly in the corner. They double him there. Deshane spins and throws it off the leg of Jackson Robinson.
Anytime you throw it in the corner, you're going to get doubled.
That's where we seem to be going every time, though, on the entry. So now LeFew will have to inbound it from the corner next to the courtside seats. And they foul Blue Kane.
That's not
up high around the neck.
Now what are you telling me that's
that's
a common play? Come on.
Blue got caught up high on that one on the logo before he got to the half-court line. It's going to be 2 free throws for Georgia with 28.9 seconds remaining. 81-68, and Kane looking to add to that.
Kentucky's only other loss this year was 85-65, and that was at Ohio State. So,
well, they lost to Clemson on the road too.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Game.
You're right. Yeah, Clemson beat them. They had 2 losses coming in.
Blue made the first free throw, missed the second one, chased it down, got his own rebound, but they whistled that off. He may have left the foul line before the ball got to the rim. And Kentucky will have possession, and they call a time with Georgia.
Over to the SEC tournament in Nashville.
That would be interesting if that was the case. If you could build a timeout bank over the course of the season.
I'll tell you
Georgia has 30 timeouts in this game.
You know, I got to tell you, Scott, this is such a huge win for Georgia coming off the loss at Oxford where they led by 2 at half and then just did not play well in that second half at all and really had struggled in the first half but had managed to eke out that 2-point lead and then to end up losing at Oxford, where they thought they had a chance to win going in there, and to come out of there with a loss, and then to turn around and beat number 6 ranked Kentucky. This is a big lift to this team.
Huge, beating the number 6 team in the nation. And it will be only the 29th win in the history of this series, and this is the 161st time the two teams have played. Brea with a missed 3 from the right side for Kentucky. And the rebound bounces into the corner towards the courtside seats, and the Dogs are whistled for a foul on the loose ball. And I think they got Deshane Montgomery for that one.
I think they got Silas, didn't they? I thought they were saying 2 shots.
You're correct, yes. It's a 2-shot foul, and the foul was on Demery. You're correct. 15.6 remaining, 82-68. Cats back on the line, this time with Lamont Butler, who had 15, or 13 rather, as the free throw is good. He had 13 points in the first half. That was his 5th point here in the second half.
If I was Mike White, I'd call timeout after this.
Second free throw, rims out, no good. Blue Cane rebound, 13 seconds to go. Demery going to get it across the timeline into the front court to Dakota LeFew. Mike White says no more shooting. Kentucky still playing defense a little bit. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Dogs win it. Georgia winner over Kentucky, 82-69 in front of a sold-out crowd here at Stegman Coliseum in Athens tonight. The Dogs are now 13-2. Kentucky falls to 12-3. They're 1-1 in the SEC, as is Georgia. The Bulldogs now 1-1 in the conference, and the Dogs will get ready for another top 25 team on Saturday. They host 17th ranked Oklahoma for the first time Saturday night at 6 o'clock.
Now, I just want to tell you how this conference is, because after tonight, we're 1-1 in the conference. Kentucky's 1-1 in the conference. Down in game